you're playing a very dark role in this, in Friend of the Family. Which,
dark show. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. That's not an easy one.
I've heard of this story, and I just wanted to mention it quickly because it's a story that I found absolutely insane and impossible, and it's true.
Yeah, it's completely insane, and it is 100% true. But yeah, there was a documentary about this family that was on Netflix a few years ago called Abducted in Plain Sight. But the show is about the Broberg family whose daughter was kidnapped twice. Yeah. By a very close family friend.
By a friend of the family who's hung out with them and spent a lot of time with them.
Yeah, and he was a master manipulator, blackmailer, and pedophile. And he groomed not only the daughter, but both of the parents separately.
Yes.
And blackmailed them. And
it's an unbelievable story. And you're
the father. I play the father of I play Bob Broberg, the father of Jan Broberg, who was abducted.
And who is playing
Jake Lacey?
Jake Lacey. Okay.
That
is a dark role to play.
Yeah. It's really heavy stuff. It's really, really dark stuff.
There are so many times, it happens 15 times a day, where I say, that's why I'm not an actor. Seriously, I'm just always blown away by people that can inhabit a role like that and explore that kind of darkness, or just
you could play a serial killer.
Yeah. I mean, you've got the look.
Because I know.
You've got the look.
Got the beady eyes.
You've got it.
No, I've killed and I'll kill again. Yeah. So that's something I know. But there's so many times where I see I'm not one of those people who thinks acting that looks easy. I'm totally in awe of actors because I think I don't have that. I don't have that thing. I don't know how people do that.
I mean, this actually sort of goes into what we were talking about earlier. Like, I would much rather keep things light and easy and fun. And so, like, if there's a comedy to be had, like, all in, can't wait, like, sign me up. Because I just want to be able to laugh as much as humanly possible throughout the course of the day. But, like, this thing was so dark. I mean, it's hands down the most, like, challenging thing that I've ever been a part of.
Sure.
And like, I mean, my head is shaved. I'm wearing glass. Like, I did everything I could to not look like myself.
Right.
Just because I was so intimidated by what it was that we were trying to do. But I really took it as like a mission to go like, okay, this is going to be hard. This is going to be challenging and difficult, and there are going to be a lot of days where you're not going to want to go to work, and there's going to be a lot of days where you go, get me the fuck home as soon as possible. But I really tried to do everything I could to go, that's make-believe, because I always say, look, my job is to wear make-believe and pretend to be other people. So I'm going to wear make-believe, I'm going to pretend to be Bob Broberg for the day, and then when that camera is not on, we are trying to keep things light and accessible and easy so that this is not a miserable place to work every single day. It helped that we had kids around so that we actually had to do that in order like to sort of shelter them. But like I mean, we had this like actors holding area where it's just the, you know, when they're setting up shots, they got to put the actors somewhere. So they can't just throw us into a room and lock us in it. So they call it actors holding, you know, although there's not a fence.
They could lock you in something.
Oh, they could. Some
actors can't pick a lock to save their lives.
No, they can't. And some of us should be locked up. But like all of a sudden, I just felt the urge to just have something else to do on set that was just silly and creative. So we just started designing like a fake tiki bar within our actors holding. And so I got mirror balls and Christmas lights, and I was telling the kids, like, bring whatever you want, like everything goes up on the wall, like anything we can do, so that when we are on the stages, it's a fun environment, a fun place to be. I had an 11-hour playlist of Tiki music and Hawaiian music to play. Wow. I can forward it to you if you want. And then
I'm good.
Okay. All right. So
sorry.
it turns out.
I'm sorry. Tiki music.
Turns out it's very. Very picky when it comes to his music. Noted. Okay. Excited? No. But we had I just put everything I could to make it look like a cheesy, fun environment. Right. And so that when we were on the stages, that was where we were hanging. And then when we went actually onto the set, that was where we would do our work, and then we would get the hell out of there as soon as possible. And that ended up, thankfully, being kind of the way everyone wanted to work as well.
Good.
And it made that experience so much better, and I think it made it possible for me to do all the really dark stuff that I had to do. So it was. Yeah, blast to make. I don't know what it's going to be like to watch. Enjoy 9 hours. 9 hours of how the hell did this happen?
Yeah. Why?
Well, we'll show you for the next 50 minutes.